Stay focused on your dream. Stay focused on your dream. Stay focused on your dream. Stay focused on your future, young man.
Great day, ladies and gentlemen. Great day, ladies and gentlemen. Understand that the earth is your turf. Live off the land and recognize your worth. Welcome to the Boss Move interviews, where we interview great individuals who are doing great things in the city of Savannah. And today I'm here with Miss
Yani Scott
and Miss
Paris Smith.
And why don't y'all take the time to introduce yourself? And by the way, I am y'all host, Mr. Swerve, sir.
Okay, well, I'll start. My name is Yani Scott. From South Carolina. I have 4 children, and I moved to Savannah 4 years ago to further my career in the commercial services. And I also have a mastery investment business.
So what would you classify yourself as your profession? Or what it is that you
I'm definitely an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I have a commercial cleaning service, and I also have an investment mastery business where we teach you how to trade and invest and learn how to maximize your income.
That's what I'm talking about, because I need that type of information. When you go to trading and investing, as soon as they talk about this trade thing, I really need to know about that. Y'all let you introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Paris Smith. I'm 28 years old. I'm originally from Beaufort, South Carolina, the most beautiful place on earth. I became an entrepreneur while I was in college. I was about 19, 20 years old. I started my hair business while I was in college. I'm a mother of, I should have told y'all that first. I'm a mother of 2 amazing little boys, 2 and 3 years old. I have rental properties for sale. I'm a landlord. I have an investment mastery business as well. I just located to Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm building up a 13-suite private salon in Kennesaw, Georgia, but it's basically Atlanta. I have a drop shipping business, and I am about to launch my new business this week, selling waist shapers.
You ain't playing. You got your hands all over the board.
Yes, boss up.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, can y'all ladies tell me a little bit about yourself, like before you got into the energy that y'all in now? Like, what were you doing before you was doing this? Like, as far as, like, were you working? Did you always have the entrepreneurial spirit? Like, what was you doing before you got into the energy?
Okay, well, for me, I started off as a 19-year-old running a store. I guess it's like a Subway, actually. It's a franchise. So I moved up to district manager, and I ran that store, that area, Beaufort area, Hilton Head, Hardyville for over 12 years. And then I always wanted to be more, you know? So when I got to the district manager position, I felt as if it wasn't no other level up besides the owner. So then I bought my own Blimpies. I actually purchased my own Blimpies and spent a few years with that, but I noticed that Blimpies was not on the same level as Subway. They didn't really support the company as much as Subway support their company. So I had to give that up. And I just always had that type of entrepreneurship about myself. I always wanted more for myself. So it didn't matter what job I got in, even if it was at Zaxby's, I wanted to be better in that business. If I was working, whatever store I was working at or whatever I did when I used to be in retail or Gymboree, some of the outlets in the store, in the some of the stores that's in the outlets in Hilton Head, I always wanted to level up in there. Like I always had to be the one that shined in there. Like I always wanted to lead the store the best. I always wanted to do more than what my job entitled me to do. So
anywhere you went, you always displayed leadership qualities. And
most definitely.
That's what's up. That's what's up. This speaks volumes. How about yourself, Ms. Paris?
So let's see. I started, well, actually, to be honest with you, I got married. I moved to Fort Stewart, Georgia. And I had a degree. I have a degree in criminal justice. I have a bachelor's. But when I got there, I couldn't find out one job. I even tried to apply for the PX. I'm sure y'all know what the PX is. No?
Okay.
Well, it's like the shop at, so they got like clothes, some is like snacks, TVs, all that type of stuff. They wouldn't even hire me. And I'm just like, I just did 4.5 years at college and nobody gonna hire me. So then I went to get my hair done in Savannah, and it was for my birthday, and the girl messed up my lace. So I had to go back home and do it all over again. Like, I had just paid this girl like almost $200. So I was like, I'm about to do this myself. Like, I did my whole little thing, and I was like, you know what, I'm just about to start doing hair. So I started doing hair, and I was making a killing just out of my house. That was great. But then when I got pregnant with both kids, I would literally be doing hair up until like 2 or 1 day before I went into labor. Yeah, so that was like, I'm not doing that no more. But even before I started like my hair business, I got my first job at 18 at Hibbett Sports. I stayed there for like 3 months. I worked at Lids in the mall. I stayed there for like 3 months. Every job I had, it was either 3 months or less. So I knew like, this is not what I want to do. I want to be my own boss. And I always loved hair. Even when I was in high school, I was selling candy. So I always wanted to be my own boss. And then I just decided like, I'm moving to Atlanta. Atlanta is the place where everything is. I was already doing hair in Hinesville. I opened up my own spot in Atlanta. And that's where I'm at now, thriving. Yes.
So what business, what goods, what service do you provide?
So we provide like hair extensions, waxing, estheticians, all that. So I don't do hair no more. So I'm sitting to the back and letting other people, you know, get their shine. I just want to be collecting the check at the back end, you know, letting everybody do what they got to do.
That's right. Ms. Yani, would you like to explain what kind of services that you provide?
So as far as my commercial cleaning, we do a lot, like carpet cleaning, pressure washing, rental properties, residentials. We clean windows on big properties, the whole nine. Like, that's what I offer with my commercial services. But with the investment business, of course, we plug people into the products and the services. So you're able to get access to 7-figure earners, well, really 7, 8, 9-figure earners that know how to trade, and they teaching us how to trade as well. Then they provide products too, that they design their own products. Each educator has their own strategy, their own products, and then the products that we do offer, it shows you really how to get in and out of the market. So as a beginner, you don't have to know anything about the market, know anything about the candles, support, resistance, all that other stuff. You don't need to learn all that stuff from day one. You just need to learn how to use the products, and the products is really easy to learn.
Okay, so what actually is trading for somebody who don't know?
Like, okay, so for trading, you pretty much trading one currency for the next. So just like you go out of the country, you have to exchange your US dollars for the next country's currency. So say for instance, if we were going out of the country and I had $100 and I want to exchange my $100 for, I'm going to Mexico, I want to exchange it for pesos. Now you could do that at the bank, or is a stand at the actual airport where you could, you know, change out your currencies there. But say I went to Mexico, I already changed out and got my pesos, I already got it all together. I went to Mexico, enjoyed myself, spent money, however the case may be, and I had an emergency and I came back early. Say I came back early and went to, of course, change my money back out into the US dollars from the pesos that I had. How about they gave me back $150 after all the spending and everything I did with it, right? So now I have $150 back. And the reason why is because the value of money changes. You know, our US dollar is not always a dollar in the US. And say for instance, our dollar might be $1 here, but in Europe or Asia or wherever, other countries, it could be $1.70 somewhere else. So instead of changing it and going to the bank and going to those stands that's at the airport that change the currency, we could do it from our phone because of technology, you know. So that's basically what trading, that you trade one currency for the next and get the value from it. It might go a little deeper with it, but that's pretty much the basics.
So how did you even get into it? What was your inspiration to get into trading and get into the cryptocurrency and get into the cleaning and everything? I know you say you always wanted to be your own boss, but what was the actual thought that you like, you know what? I'm no longer doing this. I'm going into this area that I don't know nothing about, but I'm gonna try it.
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest because I feel like I'm a truthful type person. I don't mind sharing my story. Okay, so I got in trouble with the law, you know, with domestic violence. So I did spend time in jail. Okay, so that's why I ended up, when I came out of jail, I didn't have my job still with the district manager, because I was a district manager for Subway at that time. So I didn't have my job. So of course now I have to really like figure out stuff, because I didn't want to go back to working for $10. I was used to a big salary check, you know, so I did have to go to some of the smaller places. Like I went to Gymboree and became assistant manager over there. From there I did part-time at Zaxby's. You know, I just had to make ends meet. But then my girlfriend, she actually have a cleaning service, and she told me I could come to her cleaning service. She would pay me X amount of dollars, and I was like, okay, that sounded about right for me. So I started there. And after a few years, but really the first year, I already felt like this just wasn't me. Like I needed to be the boss in any situation. Like when I was a district manager for Subway, or even when I was a manager for Subway, I was the boss. Like I was the one making the schedules, writing, you know, doing all the work as far as management. So when I was in her establishment, she was kind of giving me the title of manager, warehouse manager, but my money didn't equal up to that title. So then with me being so aggressive with work and able to run different areas in her business, she was using that to her advantage, you know. And then I felt like, you know, this is just not for me. Like I gotta do something for myself. So I was thinking, I'm gonna start my own cleaning service. You know, I'm good at cleaning everything I did. Even when I was a district manager, I had white glove awards all the time. So I had the cleanest stores in South Carolina. I was one of the highest paid managers and the best stores in the whole state of South Carolina. So I love to clean. I don't know what it is. So getting into this business, it was natural to me, you know. So I started cleaning for myself, and slowly I worked my way out of the door from her establishment, and I went door to door, actually starting my business. Then I got on a site called Thumbtack where you're able to do bids. Like customers, if whatever they needed to be done, they'd go on this site and say they wanted painting done, they wanted landscaping done, whatever it was. I had an area where I did, you know, all of the list that I gave you, what my commercial account does. And they'd give me a bid. They'd say, okay, this particular customer wants this done, and I just bid on it. And it could have been $5 at that time. So I bid it, and I won the bid because I made mine stand out from everybody else's. So I was getting a lot of bids. And I was getting them, like people were hiring me, you know. And then from there, I just started like growing because it started being word of mouth. So my commercial company was going bananas until 2020 hit. When COVID hit, then everything changed, and it really opened up my eyes to say, well, I honestly thought that cleaning, people will need cleaning, no matter what it is. If it comes down to cleaning schools, churches, whatever, you know, somebody gonna need cleaning. But when that happened, I noticed that I didn't have no work. So I never want to put my kids in that type of situation again where I feel as if I can't take care of us, you know. So from there, a young lady came to me. She was somebody that I used to work with at the cleaning company I was with. She brought it to my attention, and me and her used to talk about expanding and growing and stuff all the time. So when she brought it to my attention, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it out. You know, I'm gonna try it out. I asked her, I was like, how much money you made? She said $1,000. I was like, sign me up. Like, that's all I need to hear. $1,000. That might be small to some people, but if you can make $1,000 off your phone, I was very interested in that. And she just started. So when I got on, and now it's been a year and probably about 8 months now. And I mean, I'm just growing in the space.
In that year and that time, what's your progression look like?
I really develop. I mean, when it comes down to personal development, that's something that we talk about a lot in this business, because you really got to change your mindset. You can't think the same like before. And for me, I've learned a lot about money, something I never knew. I never knew what to do with my money but spend it. Anytime it came in, we were spending it on bills, we were spending it on, you know, things that we needed to take care of, and then we was enjoying it. You know, we was going out of town with my kids, just doing everything that we want to do. We was comfortable, we had the money. Right. And now I know, being in this space, I've learned so much about what money does and how to really, you know, handle it properly and also grow it. Invest it in certain things so your money can continuously grow for you. And the game plan is to try to make your money work for you, and also be able to make money in your sleep. Because we always was told, you know, from our mentors, that if you cannot make money in your sleep, you're really gonna work into the day you die. You know, so I really want to be on the right side of money. I feel like I was on the left side of money long enough. Now it's time for me to get on the right side of money. Because being on the left side of money, when it comes out being a business owner, you're thinking that I still have to exchange my time for money. And that's something I'm not willing to continue to do. I want my money to continue to work for me, or build systems like my partner Paris. She's opening up a salon. She's building a system where she don't have to put that effort into it. She gonna have people work for her, and that's the goal. Like, continuously be on the right side of money now, and I've learned that in the space.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And for all those that don't know, my definition of boss is built off solid structure. Built off solid structure, black-owned success story. But for the most part, it's built off solid structure. You hold that thought about being on the right side of money. Because I'm trying to figure out how to get on the right side of the money.
For sure.
I was like you at one point in time. All I knew how was to spend money. And I knew about investing, but my investment wasn't into nothing legit. So I'm trying to get on the right side of money.
Absolutely.
Ms. Paris, how long have you been actively in your shop? How long has it been since you built your shop until now?
So I moved in September. My shop is not open yet.
September last year?
Yes. What is that, 2021. And my projected date to be open is by the 15th of March of this year.
You have like employees and stuff already?
So I have people sending me like their portfolio.
Okay. What kind of challenges did you face in the process of going from where you were to where you're growing into now? Come on, spit it out.
I would say, like Dev said, we are really big on personal growth and self-development. Who I was even last year, I'm totally different. My mindset was different. Honestly, like, I grew up fighting. So, you know, now when we are like, if you fight, now you look crazy to these people. Like,
mindset shift.
Right. So I can't, you know, be that Paris, you know, with the mouth problem, and you know, I couldn't be like that. So I had to, you know, settle myself down. Like, okay, you have people looking up to you now. You have people, you know, who you inspire every day, and people who, you know, and I have children. Right. So I really had to rethink a lot of things. I had to grow up. Motherhood as well. Motherhood just kicked me right on in it. Right. But yeah, that's about it. Just had to, you know, personally grow.
So that's how you would say that's the way you overcame it, by changing your mental, your mind state, changing your attitude about certain things.
Yes, that mindset is something, like,
definitely is.
And when you really tap into like what we are actually learning about your mindset, it's gonna blow you away. Right.
Yeah. So what kind of did you have any kind of like fears, concerns, or worries going into what you got going on?
Not my hair business, no. I honestly feel like because of my trading and investment business, and you know what our mentors drilling us every day, that you know we have to believe and you have to have faith with anything that you do. So I couldn't be scared walking into, like, I knew this is what I was going to do and this is going to get done regardless. So not too much of fears, but I would say starting my investment in mastery business, I had a lot of fears because I just had no idea, what I was walking into. But now I'm surrounded, with people like Yani, who I probably would have been real nervous talking to you, but, she keeps me grounded.
That's what's up. That's
Yes.
a perfect balance. That's a good thing. Johnny, how about yourself? You had any kind of fears, worries, or concerns coming into your boss position?
Yes, I can honestly say that because even when I was a district manager, I did have that fear. I was like, my income, I was too comfortable with. My salary was good, and I think that's some of the problem that we have is that some people feel as if that income is good enough to keep them comfortable. Because I really felt like I was good, like I had enough money to do whatever we wanted to do. And me raising 4 children, my kids was clean, we traveled, we went places, we did whatever we wanted to do. So that income, I think, was what I was scared to leave. I was just too comfortable with it. I didn't know. See, you just never know what entrepreneurship is different. I don't know, even with my commercial account, you don't know when somebody gonna pay their bill. So you never know. I can't say, this week right here, I got this coming in. I don't know. When I send off my invoices, if they send the money back right away, good. That's what I want them to do. But how about I might have a client that don't want to pay me until the end of the month? They only want to pay me monthly or every 2 months or whatever the case may be. So I never know exactly what my income gonna look like every single month. It really varies in the business. So I think that was more the fear. For me, it was the income. It wasn't too much about stepping out on faith or doing something better, because I always wanted better. I used to leave that job and speak to my mother, and I'm like, I can't stand this job, really. But the money too good. And my mom always said, she said, it's many jobs out there. So she wasn't the one to say, start your business. She said it's other jobs out there. And that's just what, we didn't know anything different. It wasn't us coming into, when I was raised, it was never, you can start your own business.
Right.
It was pretty much, how you making more money than me? As my mother would say, she's saying that I'm younger than her, but my income is more than her. She went to school. I didn't go to school. I got my diploma, but I didn't further my education. I wasn't interested in going to school. It's not that that we couldn't afford it. I just wasn't interested. So I think with our community and the things that we were taught, it was always about find a good job. It was never about start that job and hire employees.
Right.
That's never been a conversation. So I don't know, just something in me. I just needed more. I don't know. And I almost think
How are you doing?
it's for some reason I just think it's something that God put in everybody. Or put in chosen ones, because some people are not going to ever think about ever walking away from a job, no matter if they struggle or whatever. So I just think it's chosen ones, people that really have different type of inner motivation, not somebody that's got to push you. An entrepreneur is somebody that push themselves. They don't need right there now. They don't need nobody telling them to do stuff.
Right.
They just gonna get up and do it themselves.
Right.
They gonna do the research and whatever it takes to, start their own business. So entrepreneurship is totally different. But yeah, it was the only fear I feel it was not knowing what my income was gonna look like.
Right.
That's all it was.
And I keep hearing you say something. Now, I've been blessed with an acronym for the word something. I'm going to share it with y'all. You can take it and run with it.
Okay.
Spirit over matter, enlightening the human intellect, needing guidance. Spirit over matter, meaning what's in you, reside over the matter that you are right here. Enlightening the human intellect, which is your brain, that need guidance at that time. And it's just something, it's that spirit that's in you. Like you say, entrepreneurs, they don't need nobody to push them. It's just that the spirit that's in you.
Right.
You either got it or you don't.
Right.
You know, and obviously you got that spirit. You have that spirit as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, with you being fearful of, you know, coming from the your comfortable pacing, how did you overcome that? What was the thought, or what made you be like, you know what?
I don't think I would have ever overcame, to be honest with you. It was always, I was too comfortable.
Yeah. What made you switch from that?
Getting in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what changed it for me. When I got in trouble, I knew I had to do something.
Right.
You know, and honestly, when I feel like for a lot of people, it's hard for you to really like step out on faith, because some people, their belief levels is too small.
Right.
And that's one thing Paris could vouch for too, in this business. Like, that's all we talk about. We have a belief nation. You know, we have a belief events. And one of our mentors, David, I can never remember David. I cannot say his last name, but David, I have a lot of respect for him, because he really make you vision where you want to be. You know, if we want the nicer things, we gotta really vision it. Like, we gotta see it. We gotta see ourselves in that space, because we almost gotta trick the brain. We gotta trick our mind. That's why mindset is so important. We gotta change our mindset and put ourselves in different environments for us to be able to grow. And that's the problem. A lot of us never step outside of Savannah. You know, so how can you ever grow if you're not around other people that's growing?
Right.
If everyone around you doing the same thing, you too comfortable in that.
Right.
You know, I have friends that hang out every day. Every day they get off from work, they go hang out underneath a tree, drink, smoke, and do their thing. That's their environment. But you really got to step out of that environment and really want more for yourself. And I could have been one of them. I was raised in that neighborhood. I could have been the ones sitting out on the porch, smoking, drinking, and doing nothing with my life. You know, and honestly, I think, just like she said, motherhood really changed me as a person too, because when I had kids, I didn't have my own home first. But being that I had a son, I knew I had to get my place. Because I always told myself, I said I would never bring a child into my mother's home. Because I saw it around me all the time.
Right.
I would never do that. And that's where I think I've grown. At 20 years old, 19, I was at my mom's home. And I never turned back. And I raised some really awesome children in the process. You know, I had some really awesome kids.
That's what's up top. That's what's up.
And one thing about it, they would never be in the streets. They would never sell drugs. They would never do anything that they're not supposed to do. And so the upbringing does matter as well. But I feel like I have a partner that came up in the projects. So your environment don't stop you. But just like you say, something within yourself, you gotta want more.
Right.
You gotta want more for yourself.
How did you guys meet?
Through this business. Paris kind of took me under her wing. Yeah.
Paris took you under her wing?
Paris took me under her wing. She's younger than me. She's been in the business before me. It's so many things I've learned from her. Because you got to think about it.
And when you say the business?
The trade and investment business is what we have in common.
Right.
One thing about it, I might be older than her, because we came up in different eras. We didn't have the phones. We didn't have all these different technologies and stuff. So she knows so much that I don't know. She know that I don't know a lot of things, and I'm still learning. But I've learned a lot from her, meaning that she's younger than me. I got a lot of respect for Paris, and I'm sure she should know that. But I think this business has put me around a lot of good people. A lot of good people. I met people that I would now call my sis, my bros.
That's what's up.
You know, it goes a little further than just partners.
That's what's up.
Like, if she ever was to call me and need anything, could need you, anybody that's been in the business, they really needed me for something, I won't be there for them.
Right.
Because it's different. We a family now.
Right.
You know?
You get to build that bond with somebody.
It's a strong bond.